Hey guys, I had the stream in the last 6 months. I think it was around roughly. I'll need to double check the dates in my journal, but I want to start giving the dreams dates and the title. So I'm going to say it was about September the 10th, 2023. And in the stream, I was in Wellington City, New Zealand, and I was in a building. I think it was the James Smith's shopping center. I forget the name of it. It doesn't exist anymore. It existed in the mid 90s to early 2000s, and it's kind of been turned into hotels and office blocks now, but it used to be a shopping center. Anyway, in the dream, I was going up an escalator, and I got to the top of the escalator, and it was a crowded shopping mall like it was in the past in the dream. And there was a New Zealand Chinese woman, so New Zealander of Chinese descent, kind of well dressed, quite sophisticated. Wellington is the Wellington region is the wealthiest and most developed part of New Zealand. Even if you're on the Human Development Index, it's actually higher. When the last measurements of it were taken in 2021, it's like higher than any state in the US, than any other part of the Anglo-Saxon world, I think. And it like comparable, like the only places in the world that are as developed and wealthy as this area of New Zealand are in southern Germany and Scandinavia and parts of like the richest parts of Western Europe. So it's like, yeah, it's a wealthy, prosperous area. People dress quite well in Wellington. So this woman was dressed nicely, and it was odd though because they got up to the top of the escalator and there was a pile of coins, and they were New Zealand $1 and $2 coins, and they were just sitting there on the ground. And this woman just walked right past, and she didn't even notice them. And I noticed them, and I picked them up. And the symbolic decode that I got from this. I have to say again, I can't say that the stream is prophetic for various legal reasons. Basically, I have to protect myself because I'm about to take legal action against all the domestic violence and financial abuse that I've been subjected to. And I have to phrase things carefully. So I'm not saying that the stream is prophetic, but I'll speak more openly about it in the future. But what I was being shown in the dream was the New Zealand dollar had completely collapsed. It had lost all its value. It was worthless. So that's why she wasn't seeing it. She wasn't picking it up because why would she even look down? It was completely worthless. And I will say, other people have had dreams about this. People have had dreams in which they've been shown that. Now, I won't say this dream was prophetic, but I'll put a link in the description box below to a video from an English Christian woman who had what she believes was a prophetic dream. And she was shown that the economy in New Zealand will crash so badly that people who immigrated to here from Zimbabwe, which is one of the poorest countries in the world, like their level of wealth nationally is like 2 to 3% of what it is here in New Zealand. They will go home to Zimbabwe because New Zealand's economy will crash so hard. It's going to go off a cliff, basically, is what she was shown. So other people have been shown similar things. And so, in summary, I was shown in the dream that the New Zealand dollar had completely collapsed in value and that it was worthless. And while I can't speak to whether the stream was prophetic because of the nature of the circumstances I find myself in at this stage of my life, as I said, speak about it more freely in the future. I will say it's interesting to note that I'm back in New Zealand in 2024, and the minimum wage I think now is 23 New Zealand dollars an hour. I remember working as a full-time mail sorter for New Zealand Post back in 2008, and the minimum wage was around 12. So it's almost doubled in 16 years. And the prices of everything I've noticed just since I came back from Ecuador 4.5 years ago are up about 75%. So you can see it's like the frog in the boiling pot. It's slowly ratcheting up, but people aren't seeing it. And by the time they see it, I think for many of them it's going to be too late. And the way to protect, well, yeah. And the way to protect yourself is with physical gold and silver, and especially silver. So this is more a message to New Zealanders. Thank you.